cheat your way out of it. What they should do is, what the Democrats should do is they should outperform Trump. To me, it's all about competition.
So he sounds like a human being to me, a human being who made mistakes.
Democrats were appalled when President Trump used language like that. How do you justify using that now? Doesn't that undermine faith for voters? You need to show up.
Democrats destroyed with shocking confessions as Trump celebrates major victory. Democrats just got destroyed on live television after being cornered into insane confessions that exposed exactly who they really are. The excuses, the moral doublespeak, the mask ripping straight off, all happening at the same moment President Trump is out there racking up major victories and ending conflicts overseas. This is the moment the country finally sees the truth. A party willing to defend anything, justify anyone, and cross every line just to cling to power.
Kopf, which is a skull head. It's the Nazi emblem for the SS. He had one of those tattooed on his chest. He's denied that he knew what the tattoo meant until recently, but CNN did find several times he discussed the Totenkopf emblem in recent years and months. Do you still think Plattner's impressive?
Let's start with the moment the entire act fell apart. A Democrat Senate candidate gets caught with a literal SS Totenkopf Nazi skull tattoo inked across his chest. Not something that kinda looks similar, not a misunderstood symbol. No, the exact emblem worn by Hitler's death squads. And what do Democrats do? Do they condemn it, distance themselves, demand accountability? No, they defend him.
So he sounds like a human being to me, a human being who made mistakes.
Senator Chris Murphy sits there and says he was going through a tough time, like having a Nazi tattoo is some kind of emotional support hobby. Really? That's where we are now? Because if a Republican had even gotten a skull doodle on their notebook, the media would be screaming threat to democracy on a 24/7 loop. But the moment there's a D next to the name, everything changes. Suddenly it's all soft voices and excuses. Come on, we've watched this play out 1,000 times. If they like you, they defend you. If they don't, they destroy you. That's the rule. No morality, just strategy.
Is what you think you saw. Elon Musk did the Heil Hitler salute. He did. And what you were talking about is maybe the most dangerous moment in modern American political history, whereas there is a sense of endorsement from Elon Musk and a sense of entitlement and immunity given to people who are contemplating acts of violence against politicians, but specifically.
Here's where the hypocrisy gets loud. The media didn't just look the other way when a Democrat showed up with a literal SS Nazi skull tattoo. They actually spent more time attacking a Republican for having a Christian Crusader tattoo.
A lot of attention has been paid to Hegseth's tattoos. A Deus Vult one that has been adopted by white supremacists.
A tattoo of his that's been affiliated with the Christian Crusaders and white supremacists.
Pete Hegseth, he's not that terrible. It's just the fact that he has a white supremacist tattoo on him.
Pete Hegseth, a veteran with a symbol tied to faith and military history, was smeared across every network as a white supremacist and extremist. They made it sound like his tattoo alone was going to overthrow democracy. Meanwhile, the Democrat with the actual Nazi emblem gets handled like a misunderstood college kid. Suddenly, it's all soft language and emotional coping stories.
It's called the Jerusalem Cross. It's a historic Christian symbol. In fact, interestingly, I attended briefly the memorial ceremony of former President Jimmy Carter. On the floor of our national cathedral was the very same Jerusalem Cross. It is a Christian religious symbol.
When a Republican gets a tattoo rooted in religion, it's proof of dangerous extremism. But when a Democrat tattoos a literal symbol of Hitler's death squads, the media's tone shifts to therapy session narrator voice. They don't care what the tattoo means, they care who it belongs to. Now let's move to Hakeem Jeffries, the man who loves to call everyone else extreme, dangerous, and a threat to democracy.
City of more than 8 million people, there's about to be an election of a new mayor. You waited until this Friday, the day before early voting began, to endorse the Democratic Socialist candidate Zoran Mamdani. Why did you wait so long?
The same guy who lectures the country about morality suddenly found himself endorsing a Democratic Socialist candidate who openly supports radical policies that would wreck New York City. And when he was asked why he backed him, Jeffries didn't even try to defend the guy's ideas. He didn't say he believed in him. He didn't say their values match. He didn't say it would help the city.
I support the Democratic nominee, as I indicated, and we're in alignment in terms of the issue related to affordability and the need to address it decisively for the city of New York. And of course, affordability is an issue for people all across the country. From a public safety standpoint,
he said 4 words. He's the Democratic nominee. That's it. No conviction, no principle, just party orders. And the way Jeffries said it exposed exactly who he is. A man who talks about values but bows the second the machine snaps its fingers. In New York politics, it's never about the best candidate or what's good for the city. It's about protecting the party brand at all costs.
Leader, why are you backing Ma'am Danny in the mayor's race?
Here's where everything completely blows up. Hakeem Jeffries has spent years calling Republicans election deniers, insisting that his party would never question election integrity. He pushed that line so hard it practically became his personality. But now that Democrats are losing ground and losing control, suddenly Jeffries is out here using the exact same language he once attacked Trump for. He's on TV talking about rigged elections and unfair maps, pretending it's different because he is the one saying it.
as he's indicated, he is relentlessly focused on the affordability of everyday New Yorkers. Of course, we know that affordability is a big concern in the city of New York, but also across this great state and throughout the nation.
You said Democrats, there are no election deniers on our side of the aisle. You said that back in January. But recently, you've been using the term rigged elections in reference to the upcoming midterms. Democrats were appalled when President Trump used language like that. How do you justify using that now? Doesn't that undermine faith for voters? You need to show up.
And the host had the nerve to call him out, right to his face. You could see it. The moment he got pressed, his whole act cracked. He scrambled, he stuttered, he tried to reframe it as gerrymandering, as if changing the vocabulary changes the truth. It didn't. He got caught. Because when Jeffries said Democrats don't deny elections, he wasn't stating a fact. He was building a shield he never expected to be held accountable to.
Term in the context of Donald Trump's unprecedented effort to gerrymander congressional maps in a partisan fashion all across the country in order to rig the midterm elections and deny the...
This is what hypocrisy looks like when the spotlight locks on and there's nowhere to run. When Trump says elections are rigged, Jeffries calls it a threat to democracy. But when he says it, suddenly it's a legitimate concern about fairness. Please, the language didn't change. The power dynamic did. Jeffries didn't expose Republicans, he exposed himself. That's what's happening right now in California with Prop 50. On the surface, they're selling it as fair redistricting and protecting democracy. But underneath the marketing, Prop 50 is nothing more than a plan to redraw the map in their favor and lock in permanent political control.
I think when they say this is temporary, there is no such thing. I mean, the longest programs are government programs that are temporary. Okay, just remember that if it is a tax program or if it is the redistricting program, anything that is temporary with government is permanent.
Even Arnold Schwarzenegger, not exactly a MAGA cheerleader, came out and warned that once the government gets this kind of redistricting power, it never gives it back. And he's right. There is no such thing as a temporary political advantage. Once they have the ability to shape districts however they want, the competition is over. Elections stop being contests. They become confirmations.
There's still gerrymandering going on in Texas. There's still gerrymandering going on in Ohio. There's still gerrymandering going on in Florida. We have to continue with the gerrymandering. This is what's going to happen. They will find an excuse. So therefore, I don't think it is temporary. So that's total fantasy.
And while all of this chaos is unfolding, while Democrats are defending Nazi tattoos, twisting election language, and rewriting district maps to trap power, Trump is out there doing the one thing nobody expected him to keep doing: winning. Not symbolic wins. Real geopolitical wins. He's signing peace agreements, ending long-standing border conflicts, and actually getting nations that hate each other to sit down and stop shooting. While the left is busy protesting, tweeting, and screaming at the sky, Trump is literally ending wars.
Today's signing represents just one of 8 conflicts that we've ended in 8 months of the Trump presidency. I'm very honored to have done it. We saved millions of lives. I'm here on a mission of friendship and goodwill and to deepen our ties of commerce, to strengthen our common security, and to really promote strongly stability, prosperity, and peace for all of the countries.
Think about the contrast for a second. One side is rioting in the streets, calling everyone a fascist, collapsing cities under crime and homelessness, and telling you democracy is always 1 minute away from dying. The other side is bringing countries to the table, brokering peace deals, returning hostages, coordinating military withdrawals, and stopping conflicts that have gone on for decades. And the funniest part? The media barely covers it, because peace doesn't fit the script. Peace doesn't keep people scared. Peace doesn't sell outrage.
For the president's arrival here in Malaysia, in a scene reminiscent of his arrival in the Middle East in May, Trump doing his famous dance with the locals, and everybody seemed to be having a good time. Now,
Trump stands on a stage in Malaysia announcing another agreement, calmly, simply, almost casually, like this is just another Tuesday. We saved millions of lives. That's what he says. And the room cheers. Meanwhile, back home, you've got activists screaming that he's the end of humanity. How does that make sense? It doesn't. Unless you understand one thing, the narrative was never about truth. It was always about control. While Democrats drown in scandals and excuses, Trump is out there actually winning, making deals, ending conflicts, and delivering results. Trump's winning streak speaks louder than their excuses. So ask yourself this. When one side is busy defending Nazi tattoos and the other is ending wars, who really deserves to lead America?